He moved to the United States at the age of 17 as an exchange student in the 11th grade, attending high school in Los Angeles, California. Yohannes served as the CEO for them. They end up making a name for themselves in their community. He has made a name for himself in the United States of America, I'm sure in Ethiopia. Ethiopians to be proud of their son. While in Congress, Mori successfully filed for patents for 3 inventions. All 3 were granted on the same day. People are going to criticize you, people of your own race are going to criticize you. In his case, he was criticized by a well-meaning Booker T. Washington. It's understandable because Booker T. Washington was of the opinion that a lot of people from the West do not think that Timbuktu is a real place. But yes, Timbuktu is a real place. It was a place of academic excellence back in the day, like I said, several centuries ago. So let kingdoms come and kingdoms go. People come, people go. Your strength comes and your strength goes, so use your time wisely. This is Africa, the cradle of mankind's birth, where powerful kingdoms arose with stories of worth. A youth-filled land, the youngest population, with diamonds and cocoa from its fertile foundation, exemplary leaders, their legacy told. Nkrumah, Mandela, their spirits bold. From Johnson Sirleaf's Liberia, where freedom lies, and her first female leader, so wise. Let courage and dreams unite as one for a brighter tomorrow where greatness is spawned. In this beautiful, colorful, and friendly domain, greatness awaits, where hopes shall not wane, where tales of triumph weave a tapestry. Welcome to Today in African History. This is Daniel W. Yohannes. He is a businessman, a philanthropist, and diplomat. He was born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on this day, September 22nd, in 1952. He moved to the United States at the age of 17 as an exchange student in the 11th grade, attending high school in Los Angeles, California. Yohannes served as the CEO of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, the MCC, an independent U.S. foreign aid agency, and as chairman of its board of directors, which included United States Secretaries of State and Treasury, the administrator of the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, the U.S. Trade Representative, and 4 private sector representatives. Yohannes led the MCC during a time when it invested more than $9 billion in development projects aimed at lifting more than 173 million people out of poverty in over 25 countries. In 2013, President Obama nominated Yohannes as U.S. representative to the Paris, France-based Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, with rank of ambassador. After Senate confirmation in 2014, Ambassador Yohannes moved to Paris to head U.S. efforts to promote investment, economic development, education, and transparency in business and government in over 70 nations, including emerging economic powers such as Brazil, South Africa, China, and post-Cold War Russia. During his time at the OECD, Ambassador Yohannes established a group of Friends of Inclusive Growth, whose goal is fostering collaboration among OECD member countries and outside stakeholders, including the private sector and local government leaders. So again, Mr. Daniel W. Yohannes, Ambassador Daniel W. Yohannes, businessman, philanthropist, and diplomat, Ethiopian American, born on this day in 1952. So it's a happy birthday to Mr. Daniel W. Yohannes, who, of course, has made Africans and African Americans proud by being appointed an ambassador by the former president Barack Obama. He left Ethiopia, the country of his birth, at the age of 17 and moved to the United States and has made a name for himself. This is something that most Africans do not achieve. But a lot of Africans who go to the United States of America work really hard and make something out of themselves. A lot of them have come from a poor background, and then they see the opportunity in the United States, the opportunity in the West, and work very hard. A lot of them are very educated, and they end up making a name for themselves in their community. He has made a name for himself in the United States of America, and I'm sure in Ethiopia. Ethiopians will be proud of their son. Okay, so let's move on to the next event of note on this day. This is South Carolina Congressman George Washington Murray. He was born near Rembert, Sumter County, South Carolina, on this day, September 22nd, 1853, to enslaved parents. He attended public schools, the University of South Carolina, and the State Normal Institute at Columbia, where he graduated in 1876. After graduating, Murray taught school and worked as a lecturer for the Colored Farmers Alliance for 15 years. In 1890, he became an inspector of customs at the port of Charleston. 2 years later, in 1892, Murray, a Republican, was elected to represent South Carolina's 7th Congressional District, which included Charleston. While in Congress, Murray successfully filed for patents for 3 inventions. All 3 were granted on the same day in April of 1894. His inventions were designed to speed up the planting and harvesting process. They were a furrow opener, a combination stalk knocker, cultivator, and a marker. In June of the same year, the U.S. Patent Office approved his application for 4 more inventions, including a fertilizer distributor and a mechanical cotton chopper. George Washington Murray fought Jim Crow laws, which undermined the efforts of Black people to improve their status. As a member of Congress, he urged the efforts of Black people to improve their status. As a member of Congress, he urged funding for the Cotton States and International Exhibition in Atlanta in 1895 to make the white South and the wider nation aware of Black achievements. Ironically, Booker T. Washington would become famous at the exposition by criticizing the efforts of African American politicians like Murray to concentrate on voting rights. Interesting story. So Booker T. Washington criticized Black Americans like him. He was in academia, he was an inventor, but he wanted Black or African Americans to concentrate on voting rights. So that was the thing of the day at the time. I guess his own thinking was go to the ballot and empower yourself first before inventing things and so on. That's a point. He had a point, but it's better to fight on all fronts. If you have a talent, why bury your talent? I talked about the talents a few days ago on one of my videos on how one person buried his or her talent. He had one talent, he buried it because he was scared. The second one had 2 talents, he multiplied it to 4. The one with 5 multiplied it to 10. So George Washington Murray did a good thing. He stepped out and invented these things that have helped the agriculture industry, not just in the United States, but all over the world. So kudos should be given to him. People are going to criticize you. People of your own race are going to criticize you. In his case, he was criticized by a well-meaning Booker T. Washington. It's understandable because Booker T. Washington was of the opinion that all Black Americans should go to the ballot and empower themselves. Very, very good point. Very good point. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't invent things. If you're able to invent things, you're able to do other things to help your community, to help the wider community, go for it. Go for it. Okay, so last but not least, as you can see from the photograph here, it's Happy Independence Day to the people of Mali, to our brothers and sisters from Mali. So Mali Independence Day is held on September 22nd every single year. Mali is the 8th largest country in Africa and celebrates its hard-won status as a self-governed nation. On the anniversary of Mali's independence from France, the entire nation gets a day off. This means a public holiday for governmental institutions, schools, universities, and most businesses. The celebrations on Mali Independence Day, which is also called Republic Day, are filled with festive activities, speeches, and even parades, the grandest of which occur in the city of Bamako. Of course, Bamako is the capital of Mali. The Mali Empire had experienced a series of internal Islamic religious wars, leaving the region with multiple theocratic states. And then France started taking an interest in the landlocked country, gradually taking control by 1892 and finally making it a French colonial region by 1905. It was only in 1946 that the Territorial Assembly, called the Sudanese Union African Democratic Party, was formed. This was the region's first step to becoming autonomous and independent of French authority. They merged with Senegal in January 1959, forming the Mali Federation. France then signed an agreement to transfer power back to the native people, which went into effect in June 1960. Another setback was coming for the Mali people. However, policy differences surfaced between Senegal and Mali. This, combined with dashed hopes that other Francophone regions would join their union, led to a dissolution of the Mali Federation in August of that same year. A month later, Mali declared its independence and became the Republic of Mali. Celebrations to commemorate this struggle for independence have been held ever since. So once again, congratulations to the people of Mali who celebrate their independence today. And of course, Bamako, the capital, is not the only major city in Mali. They also have the famous, mysterious Timbuktu. Now, Timbuktu was a center of learning centuries and centuries ago. Timbuktu, for a lot of Western eyes, is this mysterious city that is almost as though it did not exist on Earth. It's a fabled city to a lot of Western ears. A lot of people from the West do not think that Timbuktu is a real place, but yes, Timbuktu is a real place. It was a place of academic excellence back in the day, like I said, several centuries ago. So go check out information about Timbuktu. So as you can see here, this is a full map of Mali, and to the north of Mali, you can see the city of Timbuktu, the famous city of Timbuktu. It also has a famous mosque, which is on the thumbnail of this video. So the first picture that you see before watching this video is a famous mosque of Mali. Go find out about Timbuktu. It was a famous city. It's no longer as famous as it used to be. Kingdoms come and kingdoms go, as you know. But the thing is, what we do while those kingdoms are in existence, and we can use that kingdom as a metaphor for our own personal lives as well. You use the days of your youth to build yourself up as a human being, so that when you're older and you're not as physically fit, you will not be stressing yourself about how to earn a living, about your sustenance. Hopefully you've raised well-behaved children who would grow as responsible adults, look after you in your old age. So again, a good metaphor for life. Timbuktu, the world-famous Timbuktu, is no more today, and this is not as powerful as it used to be. Countries that rule the world today, 100 years from now, even 50 years from now, would not be as influential. Other smaller countries today would take over. That is just life, Like I said, kingdoms come and kingdoms go. People come, people go. Your strength comes and your strength goes, so use your time wisely. Until tomorrow, thanks for dropping by. If you're here for the first time and you like what we're doing here, share this video, like the video. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel so that you receive updates of our video uploads. If this is your second or third time on this channel and you like what we're sharing here, do help our young fledgling channel grow by subscribing to the channel, turning on your notification bell, liking the video and sharing the video. That will be very, very much appreciated. Until tomorrow, it's hasta la vista. Bye-bye.